Hey there everyone, Drew Goldfarb from DGPicks.com. We've got a Game 7 in the NHL tonight, so let's talk about the Oilers and the Canucks as the winner advances to face the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. The higher seed Canucks will be the home team and will be the moneyline underdog in this game, plus 134 for Vancouver to get the Game 7 win, minus 162 on the Edmonton side. When you're comparing the implied odds with what Money Puck says should be the likelihood of either of these teams coming away with a win, the juice is pretty evenly split. The Money Puck line for Edmonton just under 60%, for Vancouver just a hair over 40%, so the juice is pretty evenly split. You're not going to get a plus EV option on either side of the money line for this game. Totals line 5.5 goals. The under in a Game 7 against 5.5, always a decent idea, even at plus 100, makes it perhaps even more intriguing. But the Edmonton Oilers do have a good offense, and we have seen a lot of goals scored in this series, which I'm going to get to in just a second. But before that, let's talk about the home and away splits so far, because Vancouver 1-2 at home in round 1, 2-1 so far in this round against the Edmonton Oilers. That first round, of course, against the Nashville Predators. In round 1, Edmonton went 2-0 on the road against the LA Kings, and so far in this round, 1-2 against Vancouver. So the home-away splits usually go, okay, the home team, and I wouldn't blame you if you said home team, Game 7, plus money line bet, easy, done, not going to think about it any more than that. But the split so far between home and away doesn't really show that there's a big favorite, at least not on the home side for Vancouver. One thing that has been consistent in Vancouver has been that it has basically always been a one-goal game. In this series, all 3 games were decided by just a single goal played in Vancouver. 5-4 Vancouver in Game 1, 4-3 Edmonton in Game 2, 3-2 Vancouver in Game 5. And that run extends way back because Game 6's 5-1 Edmonton win, which was in Edmonton, was the first multi-goal win by either team in this series and snapped a run of 9 straight one-goal games for the Vancouver Canucks. The last 4 games that they played against the Nashville Predators were all decided by just a single goal. Goaltending key in keeping games close, and we talked about Stuart Skinner and what Edmonton has and has not been able to get out of their starting goaltender. Artur Silovs has stepped in for Thatcher Demko, who will be missing Game 7 with that injury that he suffered in round 1. He's given up at least 3 goals in 5 of his last 6 starts. The Canucks 3-2-1 in that stretch, 2-2-1. So they've lost 3 out of 5 when he has allowed at least 3 goals. And this Edmonton offense, we know, very much capable of scoring at least 3 goals in a game. So it is pretty reasonable. I did think before this series started, before the playoffs started, that it would be Edmonton advancing to the Western Conference Final and beating the Vancouver Canucks here in round number 2. Like I said previously, would not blame you for taking the Canucks at plus 134 because they're the higher seed. They're playing at home. It's a Game 7. And the under, another really good option at plus 100 against a line of, even against a line of 5.5 goals. It's a Game 7. You would expect it to be a pretty tightly contested contest. Another option, if you wanted, you could always go for betting this game to need overtime. That is always an option. You're getting a decent payout doing that at any sports book. It's going to be in the 2-1 to 3-1 range usually when you do a bet like that. And that's going to be an option when you're talking about a Game 7 because neither of these teams is going to want to give it up. I would not go with Edmonton minus the goal and a half at plus 160. Even if they do end up winning by multiple goals, this is Game 7. We talked about how many one-goal games we have seen in a row for not just these 2 teams, but the Vancouver Canucks. Basically all postseason long, every single one has been decided just about by just 1 goal. So I would not go to the puck line. Money line is an option. I would stick with the Oilers because I thought they were going to win before the series. I still think that now, but the value may be on the Vancouver side, plus 134 to take a team that is the higher seed at home in Game 7. That's a pretty decent way to play it too. I would not get mad at you if you thought that that's where the value was. If you haven't already, make sure you begin your free 7-day trial of DGPicks.com, also available at patreon.com/Drew Goldfarb. We've got betting picks going live throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. DGPicks.com or patreon.com/Drew Goldfarb. We're talking hockey. The conference final previews will be coming up later on this week, as well as some Major League Baseball breakdowns. And we may even talk AEW, Double or Nothing, coming to Las Vegas on Sunday. I will be there at that show, so maybe we'll have some fun and do a little betting breakdown preview for that pay-per-view as well. Let me know down in the comments below who you think is winning tonight's Game 7, who you got in the Stanley Cup Final out of the East, out of the West, and who is going to be your champion. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.